Welcome back, guys. We're back for episode 4 of Food for Thought. Today we are joined by Adnan, who is the director of Blues Hair Workshop located in town, the best hair salon in the whole wide world. What's going on? How are you doing today? You okay?
I'm good. Just
sorry, I didn't even introduce my co-host, Mr. Munchbox.
It's alright, don't worry about it.
So yeah, we're in your beautiful premises today. We've been filming in this premises for the past 4 weeks.
Yeah.
You're also my uncle, and we just thought we'd get you on to have a little conversation with you.
Let's do this.
Okay, cool. So with all our guests, first and foremost, what we do is we like to throw it back to where it started, find out a little bit how they grew up, what was it like. Obviously, you're from Bradford.
Yes.
We'd love to hear about how it was growing up for you, and what made you get into hairdressing.
What made me get into hairdressing? I'll come a bit closer. Can you hear me? So, I was born in West Bowling.
Okay.
Not far from where your mum and dad lived. I think it was called St. Stephen's. Mm-hmm. I went to that school as well. We moved to BD3 when I was 4. So kind of growing up around there was predominantly Caucasian, white.
Seriously, back then?
Yeah, back then it was really nice.
Yeah. 19. It's a shithole now.
It's not that bad now. I've been there, like I said, I've been in the same house since I was 4. So I've seen the changes. All the houses on there had like amazing gardens and all that kind of stuff kept up to...
It was Baxendale Street, wasn't it? It was Baxendale Street.
It was the Baxendale Street. I can't remember that far back. I told you, my memory's shocking as well. So like, I might, pause a little bit.
So tell us what you do remember. Tell us key points that happened in your childhood.
Key points in my childhood. What I can remember. God. I remember... Oh, God. When I was younger, it was a bit weird around there because obviously we was like the only kind of Asian family around there. There was no one. I can remember when I moved there was a guy just across the road, and he wasn't very well. Obviously, he had I think it was Down syndrome. And he was the first friend that I made. He came over to the house, knocked on my door, said, let's chill. He was slightly older than me, I think. Okay. But unfortunately, he passed away a few years ago. But he was like one of the first friends I've ever had on that street, and it was just wicked. Yeah, his name was Nadeem.
Was it Asian boy?
Yeah, Asian boy. So I think me and him were like the few Asian people around there at the time. So yeah, that was quite upsetting when he passed away. But like I said, I always remember him coming to the house. I was only 4, so like I can remember him literally like bright as day. Come round to the house, Mum was cooking, sat on the sofa. He was a big lad, so he had something wrong with him to make that he made him a bit overweight. Yeah. So he used to go, but we used to chill all the time. I didn't care. What it was like. It's just a really, really, really nice guy. So that was one of my fondest memories that I have. That I can remember.
No, that's fine. So obviously, we're in West Bowling until the age of 4. Did you say? Yeah.
I can't remember anything from West Bowling, so don't even ask me.
No. So
I do remember that we lived. I think it was a back-to-back house that we were in.
Okay.
Vague memories, but other than that, I'm like just gone.
No, that's fine. So, what were the key differences that you think moving to BD3 made on your upbringing anyway?
My upbringing?
Yeah. Because you've been there all your life now.
All my life. I've been there quite a long time. So, for me, we grew up quite poor. Obviously, we didn't have a lot at all. Me and my brothers used to share one bedroom. Obviously, I've got one sister. We have 5 brothers. I've got one stepbrother. But he wasn't around. He didn't live with us. Like 6 of us in one room. It started off with me, your dad, and my old eldest brother. And then Iffy came along. And then Umar came along. So there was 5 of us in the house in one room. Literally, like bunk beds everywhere.
So do you reckon that was the same situation for a lot of people who grew up in that time?
I think so. Yeah. It was back then, because obviously you got to remember it was a lot of people didn't mix with other people with like out of their community, so it was kind of quite hard for a lot of people. There are stories that I've heard, but I don't remember them because I do have like trouble remembering certain things. But from there, I'm just trying to think. We went there. I went to like Thornbury first. So yeah, like when we used to go there, sometimes I used to walk to school with like ripped shoes and holes in the bottom of my shoes, and it was like we couldn't afford that much, and there was quite a few people like that, but I think we were one of the poorest at that time.
Yeah.
Literally, like you could see my toe poking out there.
How much of an effect did that have on you in school, going up to high school? Then was that quite embarrassing? How did you kind of deal with that when you see
in
other
first
kids?
school, I wasn't bothered. I was one of those kids that didn't care. Like people used to say a lot of rubbish to me, and I didn't really. It just went like over my head. And I just forget about it. Like that's the kind of person I am. I just forget about stuff. People do stuff, say stuff. I don't know. Oh, that's it. This is really bad. So obviously, I was walking to school one day. I heard someone arguing from the window, and I said this word. So I go to school.
Okay.
I go to school. So I thought I was chilling with this teacher. She was a playground assistant. Blah blah blah. She was like older than me. I was like
Asian.
No, white.
Okay.
So I could. Am I allowed to swear?
Yeah.
So I was like, Miss, you're a slag. You got to remember, I was only like 6 or 7 at the time. We didn't hear these kind of swear words. I didn't know what it meant. I was like, Miss, yeah, you're a slag. It was like oh my God, I got in so much trouble. They gripped me. They gripped me, stood me in the dinner hall. When you got in trouble, they used to stand you in the dinner hall in front of everyone, like down the middle.
Okay.
And it was like everybody used to.
Did you ever get like caned and stuff in school? Or?
No, we didn't. I'm not fucking old.
What the fuck? When the fuck do you think you went to school? 1940s or some shit?
Yeah, like, it wasn't that long ago.
Are you crazy?
I know I've got a great beard. Fucking hell.
Did you get kicked out of school? Where's he going to school? Pakistan?
BD3.
I got caned at home, not at school. My mum battered me. She says, "Why did you say this?" That's what I got. I've never said anything ever again.
Yeah, I'm not good
I
at
got
history.
bad.
Oh shit, caned at school. Fucking hell. Archaic times. So you're obviously a hairstylist now.
Yeah.
So obviously our family have got a lot of barbers.
Yes.
What made you go down
the hairdressing route?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't just want to do men's hair. I wanted to do both.
Yeah.
So I was watching this QVC. Was watching this program, and this guy
like teleshopping?
Teleshopping. I was a kid. There was like hardly anything on, so and like you sit there and it comes on, and you think, oh, he's selling shampoo, innit?
I've got a story to tell you about this guy as well. But go on, carry on. So go QVC.
QVC. This guy came on, like it literally did this woman's hair in like 10 minutes. And it looked amazing. I was like, well, that's what I want to be able to do. I want to be able to create something. And that woman just, made her feel amazing. So I was like, yeah, that's what I want to do. I want to be able to help people and create the hair and make them look shit hot. And my dad was like, what? I was like, I want to go work in the hairdressers. He goes, why do you want to work in the hairdressers? I'll teach you. I was like, I want to work in the English shop. He's like, I'll teach you everything.
No shop off inside, yeah.
But before this, my dad used to have a barbershop in Idle, and this woman came in, and because my dad's a barber, he's not a hairdresser, barber through and through. He cut this girl's hair, and the girl came back. I was there. It was like she complained. She goes, "Oh, it was wonky, this, that, the other," and that's why I never wanted my dad to train me. I didn't tell him that though, but and that's what happened. and then I think it was your mum that found this place, and then I got a job.
So obviously now the way it works is we get apprentices on board.
Yeah.
They study at college. Obviously, for the people that are watching that don't know, the reason why we wanted you on as well specifically is because you suffer from severe dyslexia.
Yeah.
And you can't read and you can't write.
No, can't read or write.
So how was that college experience for you going through all that?
I think I was very good at hiding it. Because not everybody knew. I was up front and honest with everyone. I said, look, I can't read or write, so I'll need help. I didn't get my qualification for 7 years. So I trained as a hairdresser, but my theory side I didn't get for 7 years. Because I did it, but then I didn't do it. Then I had to do stuff, and then I had to redo it. So I had to go back. Bradford College came into the salon and said, have you got any qualifications? I was like, not really, I just work here.
So you were working here as an apprentice for Louise. Louise is the old owner of Blues.
Yeah.
For 7 years without a level 2 hair and beauty qualification.
Yeah, but I trained here. So
Okay.
I've got tongue guide qualifications, all that kind of qualifications, but not an actual level 2. And then Bradford College came in, and it was like they just watched you for a day or two doing hair, and then they passed you off.
Was it?
So I did all that hair, and then they helped me do my theory work. Well, actually, there was a girl called Zoe that used to work here, and she helped me do my theory work.
Shout out Zoe.
Zoe. No, she was really nice. She was a lovely girl. And she really helped me out going through all the paperwork and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Where's Zoe now?
She's got her own little salon outside the house. She's got like a hut.
Okay.
I don't know what it's called. I don't know what it is. I just know. I'm really bad at keeping in touch with people as well. So, if people are not like directly in front of me, I forget, and that's part of the dyslexia. I'm going to use that as an excuse.
Okay. So you didn't want to do barbering.
No.
But every single one of your handan is a barber.
Yeah, like I've got barbers for days in our family, like Shakur, Gafoor, my uncle Salbert, my uncle Shafiq. He was the guy that was on YouTube with the.
Obviously. That so do you know Leeds Road Barbershop?
Yeah.
So that's your uncle,
My uncle.
great uncle.
Yeah.
Now he was on YouTube. This Gora made a video saying worst rated barber shop in Bradford. No, Bradford. He's gone down and he's gone for the haircut. Boy, give him a Rami haircut. Give him the best haircut in the world. And the guy come out was like, oh shit. My hair looks alright, man. Do you know what he said?
Yeah.
He goes, the guy was gripping my head like this.
I think that runs in the family because I'm quite heavy-handed.
All barbers tend to do that though. They
No,
kinda
but do you know,
manhandle,
this
twist
guy's
me.
fingers,
Yeah.
but I've got thick fingers. This guy's fingers is like 3 of mine. I can't imagine gripping your head. But no, so my great granddad, your granddad, was the first South Asian who had a barber shop in Bradford.
Yeah, it was on Lum Lane. He used to have the Sultans. That was theirs as well, and I think they passed it on to who own it now, which is
Harry and Habib.
Harry and Habib.
Uncle Habib.
Uncle
Yeah.
Habib. Habs, I was going to say.
He's going to forget his own uncle's name. Go on, carry on.
I told you, man's like, memory's gone. What was I saying?
You were saying about great granddad and how
Yeah,
he
my
had
great
his first shop in
I
London.
only have like vague memories of him because, like I said, I forget a lot of things. So
When did he pass away? Were you alive when he passed away?
yes, I was.
How old?
I think I was about 14 or 15 when he passed away.
Yeah.
And then, unfortunately, I think a year after... No, I think I might have been 15 because a year after my dad passed away
Okay.
of a heart attack. That's another story. If
Yeah,
you...
we'll touch on that, don't worry.
Yeah.
So go on. Do you have any memories of working in there?
I never worked on my granddad's. I went for a haircut there. My granddad used to have... he had an issue with his leg. So one leg was shorter than the other, so he used to have this like big, massive platform on one side and then like a normal shoe on the other. I was like, well, weird. Like, it freaked me out. Like, shit. But yeah, and just like nice memories. Like I said, I don't have any kind of bad memories or amazing memories with my granddad. I just have like my grandma though where they used to live. She was amazing. Like she died when I was about 4 or 5, I think. But I just remember. Unfortunately, I can just remember her in the coffin, and that's all that stays on my mind, and I can't get rid of that. But her and my sister were addicted to Coca-Cola.
I thought you were going to say addicted to cocaine.
I think back then it might have had some in there.
yeah, true. Bloody hell.
But yeah, it was like just addiction. They used to drink it all. I heard stories. I remember like my grandma making buns as well. All I can remember is just like buns.
What kind of buns do you know?
What they call now cupcakes, but fairy cakes back then.
Right, okay.
So what kind of food do you used to eat growing up?
What just like salon roti. I remember when
But did you like up and out food or?
I do like up and out food.
He's trying so much shit out of his ass, he hates it.
Now I do, because now it's like horrendous. No, it's not. Certain places when I eat at home, that's where I eat Asian food because that's the best place to have it. When you go out,
what's your favourite handi?
My favourite handi, chicken. My favourite is dal.
Chicken masala,
dal.
This is something that you don't know about this guy. So he was vegetarian for years.
For 5 years.
For 5 years, yeah. Then he became vegan for 1 year, and he's never really ever eaten red meat.
No, I used to. No. I used to love red meat when I was younger.
Okay, so talk to us about how come you got off
we used
the
to fight.
red meat.
We used to fight about having red meat at our house.
Yeah.
But because back then, obviously a little bit
Luxury,
cheaper,
innit?
so I used to eat meat all the time. But all of a sudden, I just went off the taste. I went off chicken. I went off fish. I went off everything. I just didn't like the taste of it.
They sure you didn't watch like a documentary or some other.
I know. I was in the barbershop and like when they're like at the throat. Like,
Oh, throat of what? A chicken? Was giving a chicken a haircut?
no, like cutting the chicken up. I was like,
Barbershop or butcher shop?
butcher shop. I'm on about meat here now. When I'm like curries.
You said barbershop.
That's the barber shop.
So I'm thinking, which barbers will be cutting up chicken in the fucking shop?
No. The butchers, not the barber shop.
So then that just sent you ill.
I was like, no, I can't eat that anymore.
And you still can't do red meat to this day.
It depends on what kind of red meat it is.
So do you eat
Where
lasagna?
it's from. Lasagna? No. Ugh.
Lasagna is nice.
Vegetarian lasagna, yes, beautiful.
No, that's like a
It's
pita.
amazing. Imagine, do you know
Courgettes, carrots.
Veg lasagna with like the fucking plastic film on top. You have to rip it off and put it in the microwave. He's like, I'm in it like yo.
No. I make my own. I make my own lasagna. None of the store-bought stuff.
Okay, so you can't remember why you turned vegetarian, but why did you turn vegan?
Vegan was just to kind of kickstart my health thing because I was eating a lot of processed food, takeouts, all this, and I was like, I've had enough. I was feeling sluggish, tired, a bit depressed. So kind of like that's it. If I do it, I go all in.
Yeah.
But then, towards the end, I was like, "This is long. This is long."
Do you know what he did? He goes, oh shit, Oreos are vegans. He started smashing Oreos.
So the whole reason for me doing it, is cooking my own food, just to kind of reset my body a little bit.
Yeah.
I didn't do it for I said plant based. I went plant based. I wasn't vegan. I wasn't wearing I was wearing leather and all that kind of stuff. But I wasn't vegan. So plant-based diet.
So did that last a year?
The whole year, yeah. But like I said, when I used to get home late. I used to cook my food. So my mum didn't cook any of it. I can cook. So this guy knows I can cook. So getting home at 10 o'clock at night and then having to cook my food and then going to bed, shutting down was just too much for me. So then I started eating Oreos and processed food again.
Have you got a question? Or do you want me to go?
You carry on.
You go.
No,
Why don't you ask a question?
I'm just giving him.
I'm listening. I need to learn to listen.
Have you been told that? I've been told that as well.
No, it's not that. I am gonna ask questions. I'm waiting for the right moment.
Okay.
Because this is like family stuff, innit?
Yeah, so your family too, man.
No.
You do look like twins.
No, I don't mean it like that. I mean like I probably ask you something food related because I've just eaten. That's like my breakfast. My mind's still on food. So let's keep the
My
conversation
favourite dish
flowing.
is dal, by the way. Dal
What
is
kind of
the-
dal though?
Tadka dal.
And
The yellow dal.
chana-
Any kind of dal. Chana dal.
Marsh dal.
What the hell is that?
This.
I'm a bit of a coconut, so you need to explain.
I told you. Do you remember in the last episode when you said it in one year? I want to be fucked.
I can speak a little bit.
So if you go out to a restaurant, you can order veg dish.
Sometimes, yeah. Like, I don't mind chicken, but most of the time I'll have dal. I love dal. Dal with rice.
I'll go to like prashad or something then.
Prashad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's like
They do some nice
vegetarian.
dishes.
I went, got a thali, you like 65 quid.
What's thali?
It's a big plate, and they give you loads of little dishes on it.
Yeah.
It was about £65. They just
£65?
Yes.
But you got to
For
remember.
what? A big plate of what?
You got to
It's
remember.
a big plate, and then it's got little plates on it.
So it's like a
Like
tapas.
Testers.
It's like a tapas, isn't it?
How many testers do you get for 65 quid?
I don't know. I've never been.
How many testers?
I got 7 different dishes, but they were like 2 bites each.
No way.
Yeah, but you got
So
to remember
these
the
are-
Michelin star hotel restaurant.
They're not
They're not
Michelin
Michelin
star,
star.
no.
Okay, the one
they just
that-
feature-
Gordon Ramsay went for 5 seconds and that's it.
No, they
So that's
featured
what I
on
mean.
Gordon
It's all about
Ramsay.
the experience. What was the experience like, though?
Inside it's nice, but I could have done all that at home for £10 or less.
We can do anything at home for £10 or less.
No, but it's look. You have to understand when you're going out to eat, it's not about what you can do at home or not. It's if something is you're putting a price tag on someone, it's the quality that comes with it and the taste as well. Like for example, if you go to corner, you're getting food that is on the high end.
That's
of it.
one place
No,
I'll eat meat.
But the quality of the food is good.
Yeah.
The service is good. But then, like now, if you go to Akbar's, you pay
I don't.
10, £12 for the curry for argument's sake. The curry's normal. Not saying that it's not nice, but it's
Yeah.
average.
That's
But
what I
then
mean.
when
That's
you go
why
Sultan's-
that's why I don't like to go out for curry.
But then if you go to Sultan's, you'll get a curry, same price, £10. But the thing is, if you look at the portion sizes in Sultan's, I think they're slightly smaller than Akbar's, but the quality is much better.
But you don't need a big portion, do you?
No.
Because
But what I'm saying
But you
is,
look like us, you do.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
But what I'm trying to say
I'm
is,
almost there.
when it comes to price point, it's like, look now,
Yeah.
when people come to on food related, when they come to your salon,
Mm-hmm.
you'll charge a certain amount for
Yep.
your work. Then you might have stylists who are not as good as you, but it'll be cheaper.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's a-
So that's
the-
how it works. Is
We don't use not as good as you. We use experience levels. But go on, carry on.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what?
There's a lot of good. There's a lot of good hairdressers out there.
I'm not in the game, so you get me. I'm just gonna say how it is. Because when people ring up, I'm pretty sure they're gonna say, "Can we have book Ash? Can we book Ash?" It's no disrespect to any of your colleagues or workers. It's just
No, my
if you've
colleagues,
been-
they're all
Yeah,
quite busy as well.
Yeah, no, I'm
Alhamdulillah.
not. I'm just saying, like, obviously, if you've been doing something for so long, it's like, look, when people go to buy Mr. T's ice cream, yeah, I know. He has 2 vans there.
Okay.
It's the same ice cream, but everyone queues up for him. It's not just because of the ice cream; it's because of his personality,
Of course,
the
yeah.
person he is,
It's
what
a
he
brand.
brings to the table.
It's
Yeah.
a brand, isn't it? You go for the brand. You go for the person. You go for.
And it's like last time when we were talking, and one of the reasons why we wanted you on the podcast is, look, thanks to you, we're using your premises, we're here, and thanks to you, week by week, we're growing, and the people who are watching it, they can see how our podcast is developing.
Alhamdulillah.
I remember when we were talking, and you mentioned stuff about your dyslexia and, you know, not being able to read and write.
Yeah.
You've touched upon, obviously, your uncle coming here, working,
Yeah.
the business owner.
So-
So how was that period from working here to eventually taking over? How did that come
So
about?
I told my boss when I started the second week, I was like, I'm gonna buy your salon at 16, and she was like, yeah, whatever. And then I bought it.
Wow. After how many years?
So I worked here. So I've owned it 6 years. I've worked here 23 years this year.
Wow.
But yeah, I started
It took a while, but
to buy it. Yeah,
Yeah.
because but we have a great relationship with my ex-boss.
yeah.
I call her like my second mum. Mum goes, "Who you going to? Whose house you going to?" I'm going. Are you going to your mum's house? It's like, yes, mum, I'm going there. But yeah, we've got an amazing relationship. She's still involved. She helps me do the training side of stuff. Just because I'm so busy in the salon, but I'm trying to he's making me take a step back Which is right. He's right. He's right that I need to take a step back and start doing a little bit of training myself. But like I said, I got the. Do you know how I got the job?
So you mentioned something about his mum finding you.
So his mum found me. I rung up and said, "Have you got any jobs available?" They said, "They're coming for an interview." That's fine. So I came in. 1 sec. I came in. We had a trial, and the sections used to be laid out. So like back then, you got your pop on, your music, radio, or whatever.
Yeah.
So I'm like nodding my head, and Louise wasn't here. The staff were here and that. I was like cleaning and stuff like that, and I was just nodding my head. They were like, "All right then," you know, like being cocky and stuff, saying, "If you can dance for us." I was like, no. I was really shy as a child. I'm still quite shy at the moment, but as a child, I was really, really shy.
Yeah.
Like I wouldn't speak up or anything like that. I was like, no, that's fine. And then I was like, okay, just put anything on. And then like, kept on saying. So I danced. Their jaws dropped to the floor. I was like, rung Louise, right? You need to employ this guy. You need to dance for you. He's like wicked. You gotta get him in. He's the only person that was like had a bit of character about him.
Yeah.
So then I danced for Louise and got the job. Not because I was a good hairdresser, because I could dance.
I remember Louise telling me that story as well. Okay, I've got a topic for you as well that I think a lot of South Asian people, a lot of people actually struggle with, which is hair loss.
Yep.
You've got two people sat opposite with you who are bald as fuck.
No, my hair's
I
on
told
holiday.
you.
Yeah, no, it's fine, but it's done now. So for people out there who may be listening, who may be getting thinning hair, who might be losing their hair, what do you recommend to those people? What would you say for them to do? First point of call and how to stop or make it better.
So first point of call, I say go to the doctors. Go to doctors, get some blood tests done. In men, it's normally hereditary, like testosterone and all that kind of stuff. Testosterone produces a calcium called DHT. DHT, we have receptors around this top area, and what it does is it slows down the cells going into that follicle. So get tested for your blood tests as well. Like iron's really. Let me start again. I lost my train of thought then. So DHT, it causes the hair to thin. So like biotin, zinc, iron, and I can't remember the other one. That's really good to help kind of encourage hair growth.
So what did you say about testosterone again? So high testosterone is bad or low testosterone is bad?
High.
Serious?
Yeah. So if you've got a lot of testosterone going, you're producing a calcium called DHT.
That's bad for hair growth.
No, it's not. It depends on the person themselves. So it can go either way.
Okay.
So it depends on how much DHT you produce.
Okay.
It's not the testosterone, it's the DHT.
Right, okay.
So that's what causes your hair to fall out.
Okay, so...
But it slows the hair cells going into the follicle.
You should have had lemons. You know, that guy's testosterone was through the roof. Why was having lemons?
Do you know about lemons? So apparently lemons
Alkalize
make you
the body.
produce estrogen. So if you're really high in testosterone, this guy that we had on last week, obviously he was producing a lot of testosterone and
He's
doing a
sucking
lot
on
of
lemons.
Lemons.
Yeah, he used to suck on
lemons.
them. Yeah. As a kid, he used to have lemons to just like calm him down, or else he'd be like a dog in heat, basically. But you've been to the doctors now. They've said that your vitamin levels are okay, but you're still losing hair. Next point of call.
The next point of call is taking your vitamins to kind of counteract it. With men, you've got your PRP, treatments. You've got your laser treatments, which are very good, like the low-level laser. Helps encourage hair growth. Your shampoos and conditioners that you use.
So what is the important... So speak to the people now.
Oh, sorry.
Because
I look this way.
95% of people who are going to watch this podcast, who are men, wash their hair with Head and Shoulders. Or that £1 shampoo that you get from Asda Joe, the one that's rolled back. Yeah, that's just on sale. Why is that so bad for your hair?
So let's not name drops. Obviously, they go through FDA and all that kind of stuff for Head and Shoulders. So we need to.
Well, cut Head and Shoulders out. Sorry, Head and Shoulders. Don't sue us, Head and Shoulders. Sorry.
So a lot of brands out there clean the hair. They do the job. But when they have the ingredients and they only have small traces of the ingredients, so they can say that they contain moisture or they contain protein or contain hair loss ingredients.
So the bare
'Cause
legal minimum limit?
yeah, so they have traces of that in there. Whereas when you go to a salon and professional products, they have higher quantities of the products. And you're gonna get it's gonna last you longer because it's thicker, it's more concentrated. I use the shampoo and it costs £35, but it lasts me 3 to 4 months. So when you break it down, it's actually not that much. So the shampoos make a big difference as well, because what you're doing with normal shampoos, or the shampoo that you mentioned, it strips the scalp. What it's doing is telling the brain to produce more skin cells, so it kind of creates that cycle.
So it tells the brain to produce more skin cells.
Because when you're stripping the scalp, you're stripping a layer of the skin. So when you're constantly using it, it's gonna when you stop using it, it's gonna build up. That's why you get dandruff again.
Okay.
And a lot of people mistaken dandruff with the flaky scalp. Dandruff is yellow and it smells. It's quite spongy.
Okay.
Whereas a dry scalp is like white and flaky.
Right, okay.
So that's hydration.
Yeah.
You need a lot of water. Like a lot of people don't drink water. So that's why they get dry scalps. And then you got air conditioning, you've got radiators and all that kind of stuff that plays a part in that as well.
Okay. And obviously with your hair, you've had it bleached since God knows how young.
Oh God, yeah.
And you've been able to maintain it and keep the thickness and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There's a lot of men out there who are wanting to get bleached hair and do stuff like that now. What can you tell them, or what steps can they take to preserve their hair health?
So making sure that you go to like a salon that's reputable, that's not going to burn the scalp or anything like that. Just being careful how long you leave it on. You making sure that you're using the right aftercare. Like the products that you're using, like shampoos, conditioners, treatments, scalp treatments, all that kind of stuff will help encourage the hair, and go and get yourself on a low level laser as well, because that's what I use. You've got one here. And I go on the low level laser. Like I don't go on that often, but I go on it just to preserve my hair. Like your dad's bald, my elder brother's bald, my dad was bald. I think my mum's dad had a little bit of hair, but my uncle, he's got hair.
Yeah.
And that two of his sons are bald as well. And alhamdulillah, me and my
Younger
two brothers have got hair.
Yeah.
So
Look
yeah.
at you, asshole.
Don't get jealous. I did tell you to go on the laser.
No, I know.
You just didn't want to listen.
I know. My bad. So, back to it now. What are the key things that happened in your hairdressing career that made you who you are? Like, what training did you do, or what was it in your career that really was like, right, okay, this is a milestone, besides obviously taking over the salon?
So obviously I took over the salon, but when I was younger, like I said, my dad passed away, but he actually died in my arms at 16 years old. He stopped breathing. I kind of knew, I woke up and he was having trouble breathing, so I went and checked on him. He was really kind of raspy. Performed CPR at 16. Literally like the week before I did CPR training, and then I had to put into action the next.
So where did you do the CPR training?
At school.
All right.
Yeah, so like literally we had like people come in, we did a bit of training, and then the week after my dad the week after my dad had a heart attack, and that obviously tried to save him, did mouth to mouth, and then literally that he took his last breath there when I was, and that kind of, I was going to go either one or two ways, like really go into like a depression and just not push myself and thinking, but I was like, my mum's there, so I need to push myself and kind of step up a little bit. So when I was younger, I used to get my wage, and I used to get 40 quid a week. 40 quid a week. That was for my bus fare, my food, and I used to give 20 quid to my mum.
Yeah.
So half my wage I always used to go to my mum.
How many days were you working?
5 days.
Wow.
So yeah, 40 quid.
£8 a day.
This guy back in the day was making 30 quid a day, mate, with his dad's takeaway.
Yeah,
This guy was rolling in it.
Yeah, no. It's literally 40 quid a day. And then obviously as you get older.
40 quid a week.
Oh, 40 quid a week. Alright, calm down. 40 quid a week. But when Louise was, she used to get 20 quid a week.
No way.
Yeah. You when Louise was younger, you had to pay for your training. Then it changed slightly, and then we started paying the assistants to be part of the team. So yeah, like 40 quid a week, then worked up my way up.
Yeah.
Literally, when the next day when my dad passed away, the next day I came to work. Literally, because I had the keys, so I was like, I need to go in to work. Like not thinking about it. Went into work, came in, sat there. I was like, I was in a daze. And the girls come to me. I was like, "Oh, why have you got your pajamas on?" I had Chewbacca's on. But why have you got your pajamas on? I was like, no, "They're not much pajamas. They're like my traditional dresses." I was like, "My dad just passed away. Yeah, last night."
Yeah.
I was like, "What the hell are you doing here?" I was like, "No, but I had the keys for work. I needed to be here. You know, I needed to get into work." That was my mindset. You know, and I was like, they were like, "No, get your stuff. Get in the car. We're taking you home." So yeah, literally, they took me. They were really nice girls at the end, and that was kind of changed my life a little bit. I kind of got on with life, but didn't really deal with it until a little bit later.
Okay. So how did it affect you up until a little later?
So I used like when I was off, I used to sit in my dad's bed, and I didn't like people touching his stuff. I was like, just leave him there, you know, why are you going to throw him away for? And then that, but then I kind of got on with it and didn't think about it. Kind of sometimes, even now, I used to have dreams where my dad used to pop out and say, "Oh, I'm only joking." Yeah. I was on holiday, I'm back. But yeah, that's what kind of used to, it just wasn't real. You know, even though I seen it in front of me, it just didn't feel real for a long time. So I used to have like some weird dreams. But yeah, I used to come back and just like, it's like, yeah, I've just been away, I got married again.
So you're just trying to kind of think it back into reality.
Yeah. So yeah, that was a little bit difficult, but I kind of got on with it and just kind of masked it off.
So when did it get to the point where you felt like you had to do something about it?
Well, I've always been pro counselling and pro like going to see someone. I've had CBT, I've had NLP, which is neuro-linguistic programming.
So explain it a bit for the viewers while watching.
So basically, it helps you kind of deal with trauma. The CBT is cognitive behavioural therapy, so that kind of helps with getting over stuff and kind of putting it into perspective. I think I was about in my late 20s that when it started kind of, because then I started being angry with my dad.
Okay.
You know, and I used to get upset that I was angry at him. You know, I used to say to Mum, this, that, the other, blah, blah, blah. I was never around, this, that, the other. And I think that's because when I was growing up, I couldn't share my experiences with him. That, look, what I've achieved, what I've done hairdressing, I'm, you know, qualified, you know, I'm doing really well. And I just couldn't tell him. I didn't go to the graveyard for a long time because I just couldn't. I couldn't face it because it made it real then. Like I still have difficulty going to the graveyard.
This is after this janazah, or did you not go to the
No,
janazah?
I went to the janazah, all that stuff, but then after the janazah, I just couldn't bring myself to go. So it kind of, I still have that feeling, but I make myself go.
Yeah.
You know, it just makes it really real that I couldn't share taking over the salon, becoming really successful in my field. Like I've worked, I did dancing as well, and I've been on MTV. I've danced at Wembley Arena, Manchester Evening News. I couldn't share that with him, so it was like that was kind of heartbreaking for me. I think that's why I was angry, is that he wasn't there for a lot of things that I wanted him to be there for. And my mum was amazing. My mum's always been amazing. My mum's like my best friend. She tells me everything. I tell her everything. You know, we have that really good close bond with my mum.
So
I'm her favourite child. Well, my sister's a favourite child, and then it's me.
So for people who might be going through similar trauma, who may have lost someone dear and close to them, how much of an effect did therapy have on you?
It really helped because I'm quite a positive person anyway. I'm quite positive. I see the best in life. You know, like I didn't, and I went for my dyslexia as well, because my dyslexia, I had like imposter syndrome, so that was to help that as well and help get over my dad, and just like loads of things, and it really really helped. It just kind of puts things into perspective. Like the only thing that's guaranteed in life is death, and we've got to look at it and appreciate life and live life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And then I used to go for sessions all the time. I still have difficulty with my dyslexia, you know, not believing myself and not doing that. I've achieved so much, but you still have that a little bit of doubt. But when I get like that, I kind of snap myself out of it and then get back on it. But it really, really helps. I do recommend therapy for anyone. But you've just got to find the right therapist for you and who relates to you and you get on with. Because you can get people that you don't relate with or you don't get on with, and that can make it a bad experience. Because I've had somebody that I didn't really connect with, so that it might have, if I didn't have anything before, it might have put me off.
Yeah.
Therapy. But once you find some people that you connect with and you feel comfortable with, then it's an amazing thing.
No, good. And I think in our society, getting therapy is frowned upon.
Yeah.
Like even the guest we had on last week was like, his outlook was, because obviously these people are going through their own shit.
Yeah.
They're not qualified, or these guys are all going through shit as well. They're all just the same as us. So why do I need to go to a therapist and kind of get therapy? But for some people, it can really help, can't it?
Massively. Even talking about it, even talking to friends, family, or like just anybody. Like with hairdressing, because it's so close contact, you let your guard down straight away. So if somebody came up to you and stood next to you or behind you, like a barber or hairdresser does, or beauty therapist, you'd feel like, shit, who's this person? But as soon as that person comes to you in your space, you'll let your guard down because you have that field of comfortability around you. So when somebody comes that close to you, it's very personal. And the amount of therapy sessions I have with my clients, talking them through, because you tend to take that on as well. And it's good to talk to your barbers. Like your barbers, I always have a little bit of conversation. They might be going through stuff, but it helps to get off your chest and kind of put it into perspective, because you can take an experience and have two different thoughts about it. You can either take it from and look, what have I learned from this, or blame that situation, or blame other people. Like I could have blamed my dyslexia. I can't do this because I'm dyslexic. I can't do that because I'm dyslexic.
Which you do, but yeah.
I know.
Do you ever have heart-to-hearts with your barber?
Yeah. Well,
do you?
Not like heart to heart, but look, your uncle is right. When you go to a barber or any kind of therapy like that, it's that kind of safe space where you do let your guard down and you just have gup shop, you talk. Most people do that.
Yeah,
sometimes I won't. I'll just go there, close my eyes, and let him do what he needs to do because he knows.
I'm a bit scared to know what he does to you.
Shian's looking like, which barbershop's this?
He's talking from experience.
Let's keep it PG.
No. So basically, he knows 0.5 all the way around. I got no hair on my head anyway, so I just clean it up, trim my beard up, and that's it. And if I tell him MOT, that's like the keyword, code word. If I say MOT, that means I need a full facial, then it's steam and all that. But normally, just boom, get it done. I'll sit down, have a cup shop.
What products is he using?
So yeah, it's one of those.
I'll definitely not use them.
You're kind of mentioning that it's frowned upon. What's frowned upon is not talking, it's the fact that mental health and that kind of stuff is a grey area, and the reason is a grey area is because within our community, the South Asian community, when things like this happen, people tend to kind of go towards the side of black magic, evil eye, nazar, that kind of stuff, which
can be a factor.
But it's not always the case. People have things in their life where they'll break down for a variety of reasons. Like you said, people's coping mechanisms, something can happen in your life and you can deal with it straight away, but then 20 years later something might happen and trigger it again.
Yeah.
Or some people might not have that coping mechanism to deal with it. What ends up happening in our community is when these kind of things happen, they always just say black magic, brush it under the carpet. And the thing is, there's nothing wrong with talking.
I'm all about, doing dua and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But also looking at it from a personal point of view, going and talking. Yes, you might have black magic, but there's also a mental side of it as well.
No, 100%. You're right. The thing is like when you look at it, black magic is there. You can't deny it.
No, you can't.
But there's a cure for that as well. There's a cure for everything except for death. Our Prophet ﷺ said that.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a cure for everything. The thing is, I remember when
just take a step back from the mic when you're talking.
I remember when you were talking a couple of weeks
like
ago.
Darth Vader.
I remember we were talking a couple of weeks ago, and we had a little touch up on this, and we were talking about like emotional intelligence and stuff.
Yeah.
And like with yourself when your father passed away, and how you had to deal with stuff, how you went from working here to owning the business. But then even each day when you're doing stuff at home with your mom, your siblings, everything, it's a process that you've, like you said, you didn't give up.
No,
you
no,
didn't use it as an excuse.
No, I don't. And then I sometimes I do. Don't get me wrong.
Yeah, but that's
to
you.
benefit me sometimes. Yeah. I don't let it affect me, and I don't let it stop me. Because if I did, then I'd, not be where I am today. I'm driven because...
What drives you, or what was the reason for you not to give up?
Because I didn't have anything as a child. I didn't have anything. I don't want that. I'm kind of a caring and giving person. I don't want that for other people either. I'd rather
100%.
build our community up.
Definitely.
And help them. Like I had a kid come in who's works at a supermarket, and he wanted to learn how to do barbering, or teach him a couple of things.
Yeah.
Because he came in for his haircut and he was like, I really want to do it. I was like, bring some models and I'll teach you. I didn't charge him.
Yeah.
But I taught him, and I told him where to go. I was like, because I want people to succeed. It's no skin off my nose.
Mm-hmm.
It's just giving my time.
No, 100%. You were experienced.
You've got to give that time to the people. Sometimes people don't appreciate that time as well. So you just got to be careful. So sometimes if I think they're messing about, I was like, okay, this is how much it'll cost, and then you can go from there. But if I think somebody's really genuine, I'll give my time for someone. If anybody out there's doing barbering that wants a little bit of my help, give me a shout. I'll help you. I don't mind.
You have to sign a 12-month contract to work after Blues afterwards.
One of them.
He's the businessman.
Oh shit! Right, okay. I want to touch on another topic, and you're gonna hate me for bringing it up, but I am gonna. How old are you?
I'm very young.
Okay, so you're gonna be 40 this year, yeah. And
I know I don't look younger than you.
yeah, you're also.
How old are you?
Younger than you.
Shit, am I the youngest looking person in this room?
I only got one white hair, so a year.
I had white hair when I was 14 years old, mate.
Listen, I've got a full beard of white hair. I still look younger than you two.
I wonder what you've been doing to get white hair.
Sure. So I want to touch on marriage. Obviously, you are single.
Such a...
Yeah, good topic.
No, it's a good topic.
The brother posed a very good question.
He's getting bad when he gets home.
You have never been married. You've been single.
Do you want kids?
How's that like? What's that like? And, do you want kids? What's that like being single?
I did want kids, and I think there was a point in life where I said I didn't want kids. I used to joke with my mum, and then she used to throw a shoe at me and hit me in the head. But It's difficult sometimes. I'm not gonna lie, but
Go carry on, don't worry.
it's difficult sometimes. But I've always put my focus into work. I think that side's not been important to me. And my mum, like since I was 16, has been saying, you know, we've got this person, we've got that person. I was like, Mum, I'm not interested. I went to Pakistan. I got almost got hijacked there. I swear to God, this is the story.
Lions, yeah?
Literally. So I went to Pakistan when I was 17, I think, or 17. I went to Pakistan, me and my mum, you know, first time I've been in a long time. I had, you know, spiky hair and a blue stripe in it. One of my dungarees.
Just like, what's that guy, man? Starman. What's his name? Oh, who is it? British rock band. Not Pink Floyd. Other one. He used to have a lightning bolt in his face.
David Bowie.
David Bowie. Do you know David Bowie?
His wife came on Big Brother and she told our contestant he died.
Oh, yeah.
David's died.
Yeah. So you used to look like David Bowie back in the day. Go on,
No, I didn't. I used to look like Goku from Dragon Ball Z.
But Goku got married and had kids, man.
Give me. I've still got time, you know. Still got time. Still got time. So I went to Pakistan, chilling, and I still have this cough from back then. So we went. Do you know how women are going to the jewellers and this, that, the other? So I went into the jewellers, sat down, just it was like coming out of the jewellers. Mum goes, "Oh, they've invited us to the house." I was like, "Oh, for God's sake, I don't want to go." You've got to remember, back then I didn't speak Urdu or Punjabi, so like I was like, "Aako theek hai na, bro." I was like, you know, I had to translate. I was like, "My sister, what's she saying?" What's she saying?
Do you like how I am? That's how he used to be. But he at least learned it.
I can listen. I can understand it, but obviously in Pakistan they speak really fast.
Yeah.
Really fast. So it was like, okay, like slow down a little bit. And I don't have that banter in Urdu because obviously I'm not confident in speaking it.
Yeah.
So you kind of speak, you know, but you can't have that banter like some people. Like when you know it very well, you can have that banter and blah blah.
100%.
So obviously when I sat there, I was like, "Mum, no, I don't want to go. I don't. They've called you. You can't say no. You have to go." I was like, "All right, okay, I'll go." Went to the house. There's me, my mum, Beeb in one room, and then all the rest of them in another. And then he sat there and. I think there was somebody else sat there. You know, sat there like that.
And when was she sat?
Oh, Mamu, how you doing? Tea-talk. I was like waiting for the hours to go. Then eventually it was like, "Oh, yeah, come and eat." I was like, "Mum, I'm not eating that food." It's like full of oil and everything. It's like I'm gonna start coughing. I swear to God. But that's what triggers it, like a lot of oil. So back there, I don't know what kind of oil it is, but it was quite.
Is desi ghee?
No, ghee's fine.
Okay.
Whatever oil they were using, you could see it on the samosas.
5WT.
WKD.
That's what we've never seen it.
WD-40.
WKD.
That's the alcohol drink. WD-40.
No, they don't have that. They probably have Red Label in Pakistan, but what is
Listen, I've been to some nice clubs in Pakistan, I'll tell you now.
WKD? That's like home mutakal.
Astaghfirullah.
Carry on, go. What you saying?
So it sat there, it's like obviously there's girls coming out with food and this, that, the other. And his mum's like, so we had food that I had to, like, you know, pretend to eat. And then Mum goes, "What do you think?" I was like, "Of the food." I was like, "I don't know." I was like, "No, the girl that she came in." I was like, "Mum, I told you that I didn't want to come for this reason." Yeah. I was like, I kicked up right thing. I was like, "Mum, first of all, she's got ginger hair." So this Mendy, like coloured hair. I was like, that's one thing. Secondly, I didn't even see her face. I was like, "No, not a chance. Not a chance."
So what is it that you are?
I'm a commitment phobe. I don't like commitment.
Well, you committed to work, but
that's work, innit?
What is it?
Work's not going to do my head in at the end of the day.
If the perfect woman could appear here right now,
Inshallah.
like what would you look for? Like what would it be?
Bro, I'm. You know, it is. I don't. This is something that we need to touch upon as well because there's a couple of lads in my local area who are similar age. They're about 40. They're not married, and I don't know why. Only you know yourself. You can say commitment. You're scared of it or what. Everyone's got their own reasons.
Of course they have.
I'll be straight. When I was 16, I wanted to get married. The day I was allowed to, I be straight. Took a bit of time.
When I was younger, I used to say to mum, it's your choice, I'm going to get married. But then when I got older, I was like, forget that.
Yeah. No, but I think the thing is, it's like, look, you know, obviously you're much older than me. In a good way, I'm not saying in a disrespectful way.
Much older.
Like that BBO. No, you've got a lot of life experience, business experience, and from what I'm saying is that, you know, when you get married, irrelevant of who it's to or where it's from, the only way you're going to be able to know, not that it's right, but if you can do it, is when you live that situation. Look, you wanted to become a hairstylist of TV, but you didn't learn it straight away. You had to put that time and effort in.
Of course you did.
Anything you do.
But I used to tell my boss I wanted to be a hairdresser tomorrow. She was like, calm down. Calm down.
मैं कल ही पियो बनता है drink shall G show you'll be a daddy. Oh shit. Oh, but this guy, yeah, by the way, I don't know if you got it on camera now. He's like, Cole's connecting 2 in 1 day.
Yeah, because I had one earlier on in the morning, and I feel.
What's it meant to do? So, break it down a little bit.
Okay, so anti-fatigue properties.
It's got 84 minerals in there, 80 plus. Let's just say, keep you on the safe side. It's good, like a good pre-workout. So if you take it, it'll give you a lot of boost. So you don't need to take stuff like coffee, Red Bull, and that kind of stuff. Take this; it's natural.
Muscle and joint relief.
It's quite nice as well.
Yeah, and regulating hormones in women.
Drink this for 2 weeks, you'll definitely want to get married.
I'll need a supply.
The dealers are behind the camera.
Call man.
Ring me. 079 me. No, but you know, when it comes to marriage, this topic, we could go on for days with each and every guest.
Look, at the end of the day, everybody's kismet's different.
Yeah,
obviously,
100%.
it's not been in my kismet to have
but
somebody.
Kismet, you have to understand.
Obviously, I've been looking, but obviously, you've got to have that connection.
Where have you been looking? It's not working.
Exactly, because do you know what it is with me? I'm really fussy. And as I've got older, I've got even more fussier.
But do you think, like, look, having a checklist is fine to a certain extent, but it's like with anyone, it's not that you're settling for second best or you're settling for, you know, something that's not good for you. The thing is how we, as Pakistanis, our own community, what we tend to do is, if something's good and it's in front of us, we don't really see it because we like it needs to be this, or the person needs to do that.
There was one time I wanted to get married, but then it didn't happen.
See, so we nearly got there.
Nearly got there, but
nearly don't count. That's like saying I nearly like. I don't know.
I know you was gonna say something else.
The thing is, I'm very shy as well, so I'm not very confident. I know I come across confident here, but I'm really not. So kind of approaching people is quite. I get quite anxious.
Yeah, but
he's got no game.
I've got no game. Apparently.
Oh, we'll give you the game. Don't worry, you can download it.
What game have you got?
You don't worry, cause.
No, but even talking to new people, I kind of.
No, that's Saeed, not me. He's the one who puts red lights, not me, cause.
So with me, I don't have like start again. This is why, because when I'm having a conversation, sometimes I'll go blank. Like my mind will completely blank. There's nothing there. No images. It's just darkness.
I need that skill sometimes. Just darkness.
And sometimes when I'm sat there and try to think of something to say, there's nothing. Yeah,
but that's the thing. Don't try to think. Be yourself. You know.
No. Even when I'm trying to be myself, it's just nothing there. It's like my mind goes, woof, not today. It's like dark matter. It's gone.
Good idea. We should make an app where it's relating to people's not just their personality, but stuff that they do like that. If we can put that in, then we can create some kind of algorithm where someone else goes poof, we can link them and match them up.
we both turn the black when speaking. We both go on standby every 30 seconds.
Hester can relate to this. Hester can relate to this because it asked me a question and I'm like, I'm trying to think of something.
He does that sometimes when he doesn't know he's saying.
Yeah, because I've inherited it from this guy, that's why.
Such a liar.
That's the one.
Yeah.
That's the one.
No, because that's when they're speaking Japanese man to me. That's why when they're saying it, I'll be like, yeah, that's how my family be talking, innit?
But yeah, like he'll be talking to me and I'm like, he goes, answer then. And I was like, it's processing. Wait.
Yeah.
Right, three characteristics you look for in a person.
Three characteristics. No, she's gonna go blank.
It's okay, but remind you in 30 seconds.
No, but if you had...
do you know, like you used to get them dial-up computers that said loading.
Yeah, don't worry, we'll wait.
96%. No, but there must be something that you're looking for.
Three characteristics, that's a good question. Look into this camera whilst you're saying it as well. This camera on. Beautiful, God.
Beautiful.
If there's any single aunties out there,
yeah,
let us know. Single aunties.
Surely there's some 4
yeah, I want to eat some kebabs in
it. Go on.
Ask me the question again.
Three characteristics of a woman that you'd like to be partners with.
Obviously, someone that I get on with, kind of have banter with. Obviously, got to be attractive for my attraction. That's it, really. Like, just a laugh. Someone who's.
She have to be career driven.
I don't care.
Minded,
I don't care.
So you don't want someone who's going to sit in the kitchen and cook all day?
No, because I can cook.
Okay.
No, I do want someone who can cook though, because I think I can cook. So if I can cook and clean, I expect somebody else to be able to cook and clean. Because the thing with it is, I'm quite a little bit traditional in that way. So if somebody comes to your house, you need to know how to host. That's one of the things. Is you need to know how to host people. Like I host people. When people come to my house, I will host. You know, I'll make tea. I'll make food. So I expect the same in a woman.
Yeah.
You know that.
All this bullshit that comes now.
Bullshit.
You know, once a year,
Once a year. Listen, when I cook.
Listen, my wife's not like that. Yeah, she'll tell you. Church. No,
he's blending it for the cameras.
No. In terms of hosting, yeah, he's really good. But the fact that he's hosts every day. He hosts probably once or twice a year.
Because I'm never home. I'm always here working.
Yeah, exactly.
But when I do host, I host very well.
That's like saying I'm good at tying my shoes, but you wear Velcro every single day. Do you know what I mean? Like,
you can't tie your shoes.
That's why I wear these bumpers. Boom. Get them in.
And they're mine.
Oh, shit. Okay, now. So, go on. So, you don't mind about... You want it to be a good host.
Well, so if family come over, you rustle up something like samosas and thingy.
Communication, in this day and age. Communication is a big thing, and the reason I'm saying it is because there's a lot of relationships out there which start off good, and people be like, oh, we've got a lot of things in common, or we might have similar interests. But when things go south, people always use the old age excuse that we're different. The reality is you've always been different. If you
do what you did in the beginning of a relationship, you'll never have an end.
Of course, but the reason people don't do that is because when you don't have something...
You get complacent, that's why.
When you don't have something, you put the effort in. Once you get it... Not everyone. Most people, what they end up doing is they just become lazy. Mm-hmm. And then the other person ends up thinking it's one-sided, or they feel like they're unappreciated. And then when things kind of break down, it can happen. Yeah. It's not like our elders, where our elders, they had little, but they did a lot with it.
I didn't breathe, he's shouting at me. Like,
no, I'm just saying because you're like doing that.
It's fine.
Yeah, you won't be saying that one. The audience will be heading, yeah, so basically... That's what I'm saying. It's like he keeps getting...
I changed this guy's nappies, and look what he's saying to me.
Yeah, and I'm helping you sort your nasal problems out as well. Oh, shit. Right. Blues Hair Workshop. Tell us about it. Why is it the best salon in the whole of Bradford? Why should all the people
Don't ask me these questions because I get really nervous and...
No, answer it. Why do you think you're shit hot?
Do I think I'm shit hot? I could always be better.
Okay, why? Okay, well, good way to look at it, yeah, but why should people come?
Because I take pride in what I do. The only thing that I can say about myself is when somebody comes into the salon, I make sure that I do the consultation, and I love what I do. And when somebody loves what they do, you can see it in the work. Like my mum, like she'll batter me, but my mum cooks. It's okay, it's nice. But when my auntie cooks, it's like next level because she loves cooking. Like she uses the same masala, same everything, same mixtures, but.
Write down what time we're on because I want to clip that out and send it to my grandma.
I know. I tell my mum. It's
Yeah,
like
no, it's true.
Like Papa makes like amazing food, but like when somebody loves what they do, and I love what I do. I love like hairdressing. I love cutting hair, and that's what I specialize in is hair cutting. I do colouring as well. But when I do something, whether because I've done quite a few other things as well, like helping out like. We help the salon out, and if I'm going to do something, I want to do it to the best of my ability. If I don't do it to the best of my ability, irrespective if I like it or not, I want to make sure that I can do it to the best that I can.
Yeah.
So I go on training, I go on constant training, I watch videos, I watch other people. People say that are not as good as me, I still watch them because you can learn something from them. They might do one thing that's better than you. Don't ever be arrogant of thinking, oh, I'm better than them. I might be better than them, but I can still learn something.
No, of course.
You look at what they're doing and think, actually, that's really good. I'm going to try that. Don't ever, and I always say to people, I always say to staff, don't put other people down in the work because they're on their journey. They might not be as good as me, but they'll get there if they've got that drive and passion. And I can always learn something from them. I learn something from my juniors all the time. They've only just started the journey, but I go, oh, what did you do there? I'll learn from them. I'll watch them on how they do stuff. Some of them are better at curling than me, but don't tell them that. But like I said, a lot of the girls are better at me than colouring because they do it day in, day out. But when I do something, I try and do it to the best of my ability, and I think that's what's the difference between me and somebody else.
Would you think that's because you're trying to kind of fill that void because you might not be as academic as other people because you can't read or write? You kind of make up for it for the things that you can do, that drive.
That's one thing I don't put my passion into is my reading and writing. I'm starting, but I'm more creative. So I think out of the box. My brain's always going at 10. That's why sometimes I get.
I'm confused.
Why are you confused?
He forgets stuff, then he goes, my brain's working, I can't.
But that's why I forget stuff because it's going fast and then it goes blank because it's too much information.
Right.
That's how I.
Okay, that makes sense. So
you like when you get a MacBook Pro with the highest processor, it goes, that's it. But look, we will never understand, and we won't because we're not dyslexic. But there is people that are going to be watching this who are dyslexic and looking at him thinking like, "Oh shit, that happens to me too." No, it's true. It's true.
It's like 1 minute I can I can know what I'm saying, but then like in a second it can like go. Like dyslexia is a language processing issue. So like when you're reading or taking information in, it's like from you walking from there to there. For me, it's going to that corner, to this corner, so that information's going in, but it's taking like the long way around, laps around there.
Big laps. No, but it's true. But the thing is, what you see now in a lot of successful entrepreneurs is a lot of them have ADHD, a lot of them have autism, a lot of them have dyslexia, a lot of them have all these kind of, what would you call them? Not learning difficulties, but
neurodivergent.
There you go, neurodivergent. A lot of them have these problems, but I think what I want to put out there anyway is that if you do have any of these problems and you are wanting to go into a career that's quite challenging, take a page out of Ash's book and realise that, look, you can, if you put in the work and you have the passion and you have the love, you can do whatever you put your mind to.
I call my dyslexia my superpower.
Because I wouldn't call them problems. The reason is because I know we're all different, we're all unique, and even people who struggle, like you said, academically. But if you look at people, like you said, who have become successful businessmen and have stuff
look
that
at
what you said,
Richard Branson's dyslexic.
And
Whoopi Goldberg's dyslexic.
I wouldn't see it more as a problem, or like you said, it's a superpower.
Spend 24 hours with the guy and then see it's a problem.
No, so I call my dyslexia my superpower because I think out of the box. I see things that are not that a lot of people can't see when you're not neurodivergent. You see other things. You have like this whole new world that's going on, and I don't think people quite get it. Like I used to say all the time, I can't do it because it's this. You know, I struggle with this. But once you find somebody that helps and complements that your weaknesses, then helps you grow. Then that's the good thing. You know, finding somebody that's going to work with you, or finding people around you that are going to help you grow as a person. Always employ people that are smarter than you, because they're going to help you grow and push you and help create that environment for you to grow.
I can't remember who had this conversation with us as well. I remember hearing from someone that exact thing, that you do want to employ people who are smarter than you, because
it wasn't definitely this guy.
Why are you being so mean for?
Leave the producer alone. This guy's firing big shots at you. Right, let's do a little advertisement
getting
segment.
Envelopes in it under the table.
Let's do an advertisement segment. So, what we've been hyped up on is Shilajit Shop by Salvio. What do I think?
I like the taste. It's very licoricey.
Licorice. Do you not feel like it's nutty?
No, that licorice flavour that he's licorice
licorice with a little bit of. It has got a slight nutty taste, but it's more licorice, which I don't mind.
You should be good at this, because when we had the prime drink, remember, I'm there. I said it as it is. It tasted like medicine, and your uncle's like, no, this tastes like cherry.
A bagel tart.
And it was.
Yeah.
So you should be good at identifying the.
So we do one of them tests where you're like, so have you heard that apparently, do you know if you wear a bandana, when you're watching it, remember, if you wear a bandana and you drink 7-Up and you drink Iron Brew, they'll just taste exactly the same?
No, it's Vimto and Iron Brew.
Vimto and Iron Brew?
Yeah.
Is it Vimto and Iron Brew?
No, I'm pretty sure it's something.
Well, 7-Up and Iron Brew.
You can tell the difference.
I thought it's whatever.
Hold your nose.
You have to hold your nose.
No, because smell.
You don't need to blindfold yourself then, because when you do this, you know, a lot of people, when they take medicine, why do they pinch
hold the nose? Because smell is
yeah,
part of taste. It kind of enhances the taste.
Senses, so you don't even need to close your eyes. You can just put it like that.
Has some
Obviously,
slight closing his eyes, doesn't he?
So you had these guys.
Strawberry drink one ice.
Which strawberry drink? The prime one. Which strawberry drink? Which strawberry drink?
Yeah, you made a video of it last time.
Oh, the one from next door?
Yeah,
these lot think that we be getting alcohol from Mustafa.
No alcohol. I've never had alcohol. I don't drink, don't smoke, don't take drugs. Never.
There you go. See? We don't do them things.
I know I look like I might do, but I don't.
Why do you look like you do drugs a lot?
I don't know, you know. Today I might do. I'm a bit
we're
under the
all
way.
shattered today. Have you got any more questions?
What kind of advice would you give to young people, you know, who are watching our content, who want to get into this kind of industry?
Go for it. All you can do is try. Do your research in what you want to specialize in. Do your research in what you want to specialize in, and then do it. Because if you don't try and go for it, you'll never know. Like I would have never known that, you know, I wanted to. Well, I knew I wanted to own a salon, but if I didn't do it, I would never know. And I would always have that regret. You'll only regret if you don't try something. If you try it and you don't like it, then you know you don't like it. You know, and you can try something else. And when you're young, you don't need to. Like I've done hairdressing. Then I came out of hairdressing. I used to work Saturdays, but I did dance. I've done fire breathing. I've done stilt walking. I've done all sorts. But hairdressing's kind of stuck.
Yeah, what was that?
What's that?
No, it's just the frequency lines. Joe, when you like go like that,
He picks everything up.
yeah, but no, it's fine. Let's talk about dance. Let's leave this as the final topic. Huh? Spice Entertainment. So, do you know...
Raj Palmer.
Do you remember... Raj Palmer's his boy?
That's Spice Entertainment, isn't it?
Yeah. Do you know Spice Entertainment?
Not really, they used to hear it, innit?
Spice Entertainment.
He was one of the dancers.
I was
So, do you know Bradford
So did you ever
Mela?
wear
Rough
one of
and
them like grey outfits?
Grey outfits.
Yeah.
I've never had a grey outfit.
No? They did a dance in the Mela and they all had grey, like
Lingerie.
Lingerie. No, it was
looked like
horrendous. The outfits that we used to have to wear were awful.
Yeah, no, these grey ones
They
look
weren't
like
flattering. They were just like the awful, like
Well, these
bright
grey
colours.
ones, they were bright, but it looked like they spray painted beanbags basically.
No, we used to have like,
Puppies.
do you know like them pleather pants? We used to have to wear them, and then we used to have like these brightly coloured tops. I swear to God, it was the worst thing about that.
What was Bradford Mela like back in the day? Was it a big thing?
Bradford Miller was huge. There used to be over 50,000 people going.
If
You've got to
you-
remember, it used to be very family orientated, and then towards the end, it got a little bit rough.
It wasn't just look wherever you go, no matter what it is, you can label anything as a family event. You will get idiots coming.
Of course you
No
will.
matter what you do when people start drinking, taking drugs.
Yeah,
You know, you are gonna.
I used to get we used to get bottles thrown at us and everything. You know, we used to dance a lot, but then next man would come up to you and say, "Sick dancing." Then I see you throwing a bottle at me.
Because they didn't used to have social media back then where they could make accounts. They could comment on your stuff.
No,
So
but in this day and age, you can film stuff and you can get a person caught in the action, doing something, and they can get arrested for it. Back
Yeah.
then, there wasn't them kind of methods out there. But like Bradford Mela, unfortunately, they don't have that in Bradford anymore. You've got that Eid one that they do in Bradford.
no, but I'm
Mela.
saying take me back. Like
No,
I
but I
don't
am.
know.
This is
Like
what I'm saying.
it used to be amazing. Like
When
the
I was
stage,
growing
the artists used to come. Like it used to be a big thing. Like when I was on stage, I used to look. I used to love performing. I used to. That's my like where I can let go and like kind of don't think about anything. And when I'm on stage, it's like when I was dancing, I was like buzzing. But again, you used to get your idiots that used to throw bottles, this, that, the other, and kind of go from there.
This guy.
I'll probably him, yeah.
No, man. I used to go there, went for a number of years with family, then started going with all my mates. I think 2006 was the official last proper Mela in Bradford. After that, I haven't heard of it, seen it.
No.
And it's not just to do with people kicking off and stuff like that. When you do an event of that kind of magnitude, it costs a lot of money.
It
Now,
does.
Bradford Council have got money to spend on so many different things, popping up mini roundabouts all over the place, making these cycle lanes, getting funding from the EU, which is all understandable because that's why they made these cycle lanes. They've got the money out of the EU before they left. If you go look at Birmingham, it's not that far. Now there's a business called Big John's. They run the Mela in Birmingham, the Mela, and that is next level. The way they've organised it and everything, and it's not
They had
something.
Zach Knight that did that.
Yeah, but it's not just the artists. What it is that they had 80,000 people there. 80,000.
It used to be a really good atmosphere. It used to be wicked. You know, families used to go. Just loads of people just have a
Bradford
good
is
time.
missing that. Genuinely, if you ask the elder generation, people similar to my age, even similar to your age, who can kind of remember it, it's probably one of the best things that Bradford had. We don't have that now. Like if you go to Saltaire, you go to Shipley, you go to Bingley, you go to Skipton, you've got all these Christmas markets that they
Yeah.
have. They have these Christmas fairs. You have all these things going on. But one of the biggest things for the Asian community that
Was the
would
Mela?
happen was
Yeah,
the Mela.
it was the Mela. It was
And it wasn't just
really
for the
big.
Asian community, it was people from other backgrounds, other faiths used to come. Yeah, you had your sunrise stage where you would have all the singing and the main events going on.
Yeah.
Then you'd have a smaller stage where random people would go on, the people from the crowd would go on, you do challenges, you know, on the
Yeah.
microphone you can't say yes, no, they ask you questions, that kind of stuff. Then you had the fun fair there.
Yeah.
Then you had loads of food stalls. Now the thing is, you ask any business owner, that's probably one of the best weekends they'd have in their business.
Yeah, yeah.
That's
'cause
how busy they were.
That was how they promoted
Yeah.
themselves as well. You know, that was
And-
advertising. So the people used to do these events because it got your name out there as well.
And we would have probably, if I stand correctly, guys, let me know in the comment section if I am wrong, but from my memory, if it serves me correctly, I think Bradford was the first Mela in the UK, Asian. And the way we built it up, and over the years, we had so many artists come to Bradford.
Yeah, we did.
Big names. Even once, I remember
done
as a
some music
kid,
videos with them as well.
as a kid, I remember Shahid Malik did a magic show in Manningham Park, Lister Park. He put
Yeah.
his wife in a box, locked it all up. I remember going as a kid, and then he's just literally put it under the ground, loads of chains over it, padlocks, everything. And next thing you know, he's clicked his fingers and boom, big bang happens, and then his wife's at the top of the stage.
Jadoo shit.
Yeah. Next shit.
No,
but
Smoking mirrors, smoking mirrors.
The brothers, you're calling the brothers take my wife up there.
But if you think about it, look, we always talk about the food scene and business and this and that. That's all fine. But let's look at the entertainment industry and that kind of sector. Okay, we've got cinemas. I'll be straight with you. Cinemas are not like what they used to be.
No, they're much comfier now.
Okay,
Your chair reclines and everything.
No, but
your little
you've got
table.
Cineworld hasn't improved.
I've not been to Cineworld.
You've got
for
Odeon,
like
which is half decent.
Audience fire, mate.
Odeon's Fire. Showcase.
Showcase
No.
is dead.
No.
Showcase
Both are
is
really
dead.
good. Both are really
So I'll
good.
tell you why Showcase is dead. For one reason, and one reason only. They don't have that little table that you can put your popcorn on. Where are you going to put your popcorn?
Bring your table from home.
Fuck the table from home. That little table is a game changer.
Do they not have a table?
No?
I'm sure they had something.
Odeon do.
I know Odeon do.
Yeah, but Showcase no.
But Bradford themselves, if you compare it to like Manchester, Leeds is around the corner. When it comes to that kind of side of it, we're lacking in a lot of.
But inshallah, we've got this new venue coming that's
no,
going to
but that's music. I'm not referring to that. I'm on about look.
But that brings a lot of other things into
You
it.
don't drink, you don't smoke.
No.
So you're not gonna go to a club, pub, or that kind of stuff.
Why not? I got to dance.
Yeah, right. okay, you go. You do what you want then.
No,
I'm not gonna go. He's not gonna go.
I know what you mean. There's nothing for South Asian people to kind of
You're
go
not
and
gonna go
chill.
to a shisha lounge.
No.
People go, but what I'm trying to say is that if you don't go out drinking, you don't go out smoking.
No.
Only other options you've kind of got is cinema and snooker and gaming places. But the gaming, most gaming places,
I've never been into that.
they smoke bud in there. Most gaming places, young lads go there and smoke bud.
We are gonna have to edit that out now because they're all gonna be getting. They're all gonna be getting.
No, I'm telling you straight.
The
I
police
don't
gonna
care.
go. How did you know? They're gonna say food for pop.
No, but if you look at it, like just down the road here now, we've got that virtual reality, which is okay. It's half decent.
Yeah, it's quite
It's
good.
half decent.
When I get time, I'll go.
We need better options in Bradford.
We do need better options. I think
Everyone's
that's.
chucking the money at tea shops, dessert parlours, and opening restaurants.
But I think if somebody did a really good tea place that had other facilities in there that would help, you've got to think out of the box.
because if you think about it, when it is 9-10 o'clock, realistically, and if you're at home or if you want to go out, you want to get out of the house, what is it that you can do? There's not that much besides going out to eat. If you don't go shisha lounges,
we need an outdoor cinema. We can drive in and get you.
My mate tried setting one up and the council closed him down.
No way.
Sure,
Fuck you.
but that you'll get pushback from the council. And that's why a lot of things can't happen because.
Have you ever been to Camden Market?
Camden Market? Yeah.
Right there, they've
amazing.
got this thing, and now if anyone's listening, I don't care if you take their idea, it's already out there. But basically, if someone had a big plot of land, and I mean big, I'm not talking just like a little bit like a car park, where they built basically loads of containers.
Somebody wants to do that in Bradford, but they
But
keep
if-
getting pushback for it.
If they built a model where they had loads of containers, it was strictly all street food, and then they had some form of entertainment there, I think that would be different.
Some
because
belly dancers and all that.
No, you go to Dubai for that, yeah. Not man's at the drink and he's thinking about belly dance. Oh no.
But yeah, I think that hopefully, inshallah, in the coming years, whether City of Culture now, whether that means shit or not, we'll see. But I feel like there is going to be money getting put into the city, and I hope, fingers crossed, that we do start seeing comedy acts and different types of gigs, and we do start seeing different activities to do on a night, or just the whole city being elevated in general. And hopefully, if somebody is watching this podcast who has got shitloads of money in the bank account and looking for a business idea, don't open a tea shop. Do something else.
Come and speak to me. I've got loads of ideas.
So we lock it off there?
Before we lock it off, thank you to everyone who's tuned in. This was a little bit different. The reason we wanted to get Has's uncle on is because we had a chat before, and I felt that his life experiences in terms of losing his father the way he's come a long way. You know, it's not easy. And people who are out there who follow us, we don't just want to get guys on who are influential on social media. We want to get businessmen on. We want to get people on who come from an Islamic background. But one thing we are going to mention is whoever we do get on, we're going to just discuss topics. We're not going to get into intricates and start talking about politics within the religion, if that makes sense. Do you get what I mean? No?
Yeah.
No, the reason I'm saying this is because, look, there's a couple of imams that we're going to be getting on. We're going to talk about subjects that are related to our audience, the people that follow us. But then obviously each imam is aligned to a different sect or sector or whatever you want to say, and we don't want to get that involved. The reason is because youngsters right now are really confused for a lot of different reasons.
Of course they are.
And we would rather work with them, educate them to help them make informed choices so they can grow and develop, than start chucking, you know, like they're in World War III, like Saddam Hussein and
But you've got to remember that there's always going to be different
man,
school of thought. You've got to respect everybody's beliefs.
No, of
that's
course,
what Islam
of
teaches you.
100%. But you respect people's beliefs, that's fine. What I was trying to say is that, you know, all that is there. We're going to do that. But guys, we are going to lock the video off here now.
I think he realised... No. Just to tell you what that was. He realised that guy, during look at the last video. Oh shit. Basically, someone in the last video said that the guy in the red hoodie, this guy, kept waffling. But we're trying to give our guests more time to speak. We're both trying to improve. We're both trying to do better.
But you've got to start somewhere. You know, at the end of the day, I waffle sometimes as well, and I go around in circles.
The guest. You're allowed to waffle.
I'm allowed to waffle.
Yeah, exactly.
But you're going to improve as you go along. It's the same with anything. I wasn't a great hairdresser. I became a great hairdresser. You guys are going to become amazing podcasters.
Inshallah. I think we're already...
You know, it is our aim. We were discussing this yesterday. Our aim, guys, is not to basically copy everyone else out there and be like, you know what, let's dive into the deep end and let's do this and do that and let's do clickbait and trigger fingers. We're not here. We want this podcast to be about people can come and watch our podcast and relax and chill. We don't want it to be too deep.
Sometimes you need to get deep, but
that's what I said.
Sometimes
okay.
like you can get deep, but sometimes you just want to have that lightheartedness chat.
We just want to have fun.
Yeah, of course.
And we want the audience to see that. And the main thing is be real as well.
Yeah.
And people see that and people appreciate that. I'd rather have 10 people that watch me that realise how real we are than target a different audience and in the 100,000s where it's just we're being fake.
You might see more of me on like Instagram.
Yeah, definitely. We'll get you back on again.
This guy trying to get me to be, you know, a bit more on TikTok and.
Yeah, because look, let me tap into that as well. A quick business advice for everybody who's watching. Look, Elon Musk and Tesla. So I tell you why they do so good, because there is a face attached to the brand.
Of course.
So what I've been explaining to you now is, look, Blues Hair Workshop, alhamdulillah, is a good brand, but we need a face to attach to it, and we're just trying to push that. So if you've got a brand and you want to do really well with it, attach your face to it, see how far you go.
Attach your face, but also attach an emotion as well.
Yeah.
Right, guys, thank you very much for tuning in. Big love and shout out to everyone. Please do subscribe, hit that follow button. If you've got any suggestions for any topics that we can discuss in the future podcasts, let us know in the comment section. Also, if there's any businesses out there, food related or any kind of businesses that want to come on board, send us an email at foodforthought. What was it? The email address?
What's the email address?
Check it quickly.
Just messages on Instagram.
Yeah, just messages on Instagram, yeah. I'm trying to keep it professional, cause messages on Instagram, we're doing really well. We're getting a lot of views, a lot of engagement, and in terms of watch hours, our episodes on YouTube, people are kind of watching the full duration of it, and alhamdulillah, that's because of our banter, our personalities. So if there's any businesses out there that want to come on board and work with us, sponsor us, let us know. Hit that comment section up and inbox us, because you know, sponsor it. If you work with us, you help us grow. We're going to help your business grow as well.
Come down and have a haircut as well. If you want a banging haircut, pop yourself down. Blues Hair Workshop, North Parade.